So we're officially one day out from the NFL draft. Super excited for it because that just means we're one step closer to actually getting football back. And honestly, man, I think this should be a pretty standard draft. I don't expect a lot of wild moments, a lot of big trades or anything like that. It seems like a pretty ABC sort of draft. But I feel like the only sort of exciting and maybe controversial part of this upcoming draft could be on how many quarterbacks are taken in the first round. Every single year, I feel like the fans and sometimes the media kind of downplay how many QBs will actually go in the first round. But we just have to kind of take a look back and remember on previous QBs who went in the first round. Shout out Kenny Pickett, guys like Mac Jones, Mitch Trubisky. You could even throw Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Daniel Jones even. Basically, what I'm trying to say is a lot of trash quarterbacks end up going into the first round. So I think the real fun thing to look forward to this upcoming draft is to really see how many quarterbacks are taken in the first round. So I think 3 is essentially a lock because you have Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and Jackson Dart. But recently, there's been a lot of buzz about Tyler Shuck. So who knows, that could be a guy to keep an eye on at some point in the first round. Would I draft that guy with a first round selection? I'm not sure. I can't really say. I watched a lot of Louisville games this past season, so I really don't know what that guy's about. I'm not going to front or pretend I know a lot about that dude. But there is a dude that I do know a little bit about, and that is Kyle McCord from Syracuse. Not saying I watched every single Syracuse game a year ago, but every time I tuned in and every time I looked at the box score, dude was always throwing for 300 yards, just always slinging it. And I know Syracuse wasn't playing the most stiffest competition. I get that, but I think what we've learned over the years is just if a college player has good production, I feel like that's a lot better compared to a guy that has only started like 13, 14 games prior to getting drafted into the NFL. Shout out Trey Lance. Shout out AR-15. Kyle McCord has had a total of 37 starts in his collegiate career, double of what AR-15 and Trey Lance had before getting drafted. I don't know. I'm not saying the guy's going to be anything, but if anybody should be shooting up draft boards, I feel like it should be that guy over Tyler Shuck. Fair play to him. He has over 30 college starts as well. A lot of comps he is getting right now is Sam Bradford and Nick Foles apparently. So, kind of okay comps, I suppose. But I have a very funny feeling that another guy that's going to go in the first round is Jalen Milroe. That guy is essentially a project. Clearly, if you watched him play a year ago, not really the best passer at all, but very similar to AR-15. He is a project. He does have potential. Obviously, extremely athletic. Not really sure what team would take him or be interested in taking on that project. He has been connected to the Steelers a little bit. He did work out for them recently. So Jalen Milroe and Pittsburgh, that could be something. But yeah, man, overall, I would say for sure 3 quarterbacks are going in the first round. More than likely 4 will go. I'd be surprised if 5 quarterbacks are taken in the first round just because I don't know who that 5th guy would be. You know, is it a guy like Quinn Ewers, which I don't know about that, or is it a guy like Tyler Shuck or Will Howard maybe? I don't really think any of those guys are first round talents by any mean, but who knows? Maybe you might see it a lot differently than I do. So my question to you today is, how many quarterbacks do you think will be selected in the first round of this draft? A year ago, in the 2024 draft, 6 quarterbacks were taken in the first round, which tied the record from 1983. So I definitely don't think we'll get to 6, but 4, maybe 5. So you let me know down below in the comments on what you think will happen. And as of today, I feel like there are some intriguing players on the trade block that may or may not get traded during maybe the first round of the draft or on day 2 or day 3. Some of those players currently on the trade block include Jalen Ramsey, Jair Alexander, Kirk Cousins, and Trey Hendrickson. So, in my opinion, all pretty good players except for Kirk Cousins. If Kirk Cousins had a different contract right now, he already would have been off the Atlanta Falcons. So, definitely something to keep an eye on. But besides that, man, there was a report that the Denver Broncos were interested in moving up in round 1. I'm assuming they want to get their hands on Genty or Hampton because they really need a running back. And Genty is supposed to go pretty early in this year's draft. And as of right now, the Broncos hold the number 20 pick in the first round. So there's no way Genty is going to fall to 20. And you never know. I'm not sure if Hampton is going to fall that far either. On a lot of mock drafts, a lot of people have him going to the Dallas Cowboys. I hope that doesn't happen. I just feel like the Cowboys need to maybe address their O-line, considering how many players they recently lost over the last few years, and kind of already saw what an elite college RB prospect has done for the Cowboys in the last 10 years. I mean, Zeke was a total freak his first year in the NFL. I really think he was the best RB in the league in his first year in the NFL, and they still couldn't get it done. That was also Dak Prescott's best year in the NFL as well, and they still couldn't get it done. Basically, I just think the Dallas Cowboys should go in another route, maybe even draft another wide receiver for Dak Prescott instead. And I understand the Cowboys don't have a run game right now, and they really need a running back, but I don't know, man. Do you really think an RB is going to solve all their issues? Do you really think a running back is going to take the Cowboys over the edge? I don't know. Like, I'd rather them draft another corner or get another weapon for Dak Prescott, like Matthew Golden. I think that'd be pretty good. Obviously, he comes from Texas, so he'd be pretty fired up to stay in that state. So yeah, man, that's about it. Let me know how excited you are for the 2025 draft, or do you not care? Definitely a lot less intriguing than the 2024 draft, but still, I think it should be a good time. So yeah, man, if you made this far, please subscribe and like the vid. How about your boy a ton? That's all I got for right now. Peace.
The Jets take the field again on offense. They'll be looking for a repeat of their last drive. They came away with a touchdown and really had the defense on its heels.
Well, it's going to be hard to repeat what they just did because it looked so easy and it was well done by their offense. And I think when you talk about situations like this, it really comes down to one thing. Can the offensive line continue to dominate?
First down at the 24. Trying to fight through right up the middle of the field. The 34, 66 yards from pay dirt. The Buccaneers defense now is going to go nickel, and Morris is going to secure the handoff. Gets about 9 on the play. The Jets offense is still out there as we get the second quarter underway. Mason lined up in the backfield, and the second quarter is underway with this snap. Second and 10. Smith's got the catch and the first. That's his first reception today.
What a nice corner route run by the receiver. He fakes the defensive back out. And look at the quarterback. He knows that little move. When he stuck it, he led him out to the corner. Nice throw, nice catch.
He's averaging about 4 yards a carry.
Mason's never able to build up that power that he has as a running back when there's nowhere to go. Hey, there's nowhere to go. That's a short game.
The Buccaneers with a nickel look here on defense. 2nd down and 7. Jason Morrow makes the catch. Williams in on the tackle.